This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, talking on criticism, and here's the thing. I want this to be the last time that I talk on criticism. I feel that I need to get a lot of things off of my chest when it comes to content creating, criticism, hate, drama, beefing, all that stuff. I'm leaving that all this year, okay? I'm not going into 2024. You got drama, you got beef, that is on you. I'm done with that. I don't even want to talk on this stuff. I'm not even going through no dramas. I'm not going through no beefs. But it's just annoying when people, they still feel that they need to come to me with their said criticism about whatever form of content that I'm posting about. Like, I just had somebody today go and, try to tell me how to do, streams. And I'm like, fam, it's a stream. I can't edit a stream. It's live. It's one of those things where it's like people don't bother to sit down and do that stuff themselves, but meanwhile they're trying to tell people how to do certain things. That's why I'm like, no. I'm not hearing nobody when they be trying to tell me about stuff and they're not even doing it, because I feel that somebody that is a streamer, that is a content creator, and they're actually serious about this stuff, they're not going to be sitting around watching videos and telling people on how to do their videos. And I'm like, and if you do and you saying that, oh yeah, I do stream, I do content creating, you're not serious about it. People that are serious about it not gonna sit around and spend time trying to focus on who can I go around and criticize now in the content creating universe. Ain't nobody got time for that. The people that got time for that is people that's doing absolutely nothing with their lives. Nothing. I'm like, if I gotta spell it out for you, please let me know. But people that sit around and criticize others, they are not doing nothing with their lives. So that's why I highly encourage people out there that want to sit around and criticize, go find something to do with your life. Something that's productive. Something that's gonna put you in a better situation. But sitting around talking about others or criticizing others, whatever you want to call it, fam, it's not gonna get you far. Alright? It's funny how, when people, when they say that, oh, you haven't gotten far with content creating, that's because you don't know how to take criticism. I'm like, and fam, where are you in life? I'm like, it's one thing when you come to me, and it's like, because I see it like this. People have been criticizing me, ever since 2015 when I started doing reaction videos. And even before then, I was like, even before when I started doing reaction videos earlier that year, I started doing gaming videos. And people was even criticizing that. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, do you think artists is like Drake? Do you think that he's sitting around listening to his criticism? No. Because that man, how much is this, how much money does this man make a year? Hold on for a second. How much money does Drake make? Okay, from Spotify. Let's just see from Spotify. Drake remains king of Spotify. He closed out 2022 as the most streamed artist in the U.S. In 2021, it was estimated that he earned $52.5 million in royalties from his 21.5 billion streams, and he has no plans of slowing down. After releasing 2 projects last year, he hinted that he may drop another album this year, which he did. For the dogs only, for all the dogs, whatever that album, good album. But what was it, for the dogs only? I think, or for the I don't know, bro. But anyways, that man's making bank. Do you think he's sitting around listening to his criticism? No. The only people that Drake has in his circle that he's going to listen to are the people that are supportive of his career. And people just they find that so hard to do. They find it so hard to do to just actually like be respectful towards somebody's career, be respectful towards somebody's content. Do you think he's sitting around? No, and the reason why I say that he's not sitting around listening to people's criticism, because probably one of the most criticizing people to exist on the internet to this date, all right? Joe Budden. Joe Budden recently came out on his podcast and was talking about Drake's latest album and saying how, oh, he didn't put work into this album. It was a lazy album. It was this and it was that. Meanwhile, that man made bank off of that album. I think because I don't know how that stuff goes, but I know like DJ Academics, he always like after album releases or when an artist releases a new album, so like he waits after a week to see like how many units I think was sold with that album. I don't know how that stuff is overall estimated. Let me see if I can find it like on social media. But I think with Drake's this like for the dogs only or something like that, he sold like over 400,000 units or something. I don't know how that's overall like estimated out into like streams and money and all that stuff, but overall I imagine that that's a lot compared to like sometimes when you see some artists, yeah, they'll have it where they might get like 4,000 or 20 something thousand, 100,000, if the album's really good. Drake did 400,000. So yeah, let me see real quick where this album for all the dogs. Okay, so anyways, follows describes as a trilogy, which were the preceding albums: Certified Lover Boy, Honestly, Nevermind, Her. Oh, was it? Huh. I guess. I mean, I didn't really look at it like that. I just thought like, the albums was just albums and stuff. But yeah, it's funny, like you look on the side, they got like professional ratings and they have it where it's like, a lot of the critics were giving it like kind of like mixed views and stuff. Like some were saying that it was good, some were saying that it was bad. But overall though, it's like the album, so there was like commercial performance. All right, so they said in Drake's home country of Canada, For All the Dogs debuted at #1 on Billboard Canadian albums, making Drake's 14th #1 album in the country. The album also debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200 with 402,000 album equivalent units. So there's like one album sale equals 10 songs downloaded and equals 15,000 song streams. And he gets, let me just, because I think he gets like 70 million monthly listeners. And so they just overall said like that he makes 52 million a year. So but let me just check real quick Drake's Spotify. Hold on for a second. Drake, I sound like Soulja Boy when I said Drake a little. 86 million. His thing don't went up. It was like, I think at 78 something million at one point. Now it's at 86 million. So my thing is this. People can say whatever they want to say about Drake. They can say that he's a horrible artist. They can say that his last album wasn't good. They can say that he puts out, or he's lazy when it comes to making music. All of that stuff. People still listen to his music. Because I've been streaming that. There's the one song off of that album called Virginia Beach that that's that is probably my most favorite Drake song of all time. It's hard for me to say that there's a favorite Drake song that I have, because Drake puts out a lot of good music, so I can't really choose a favorite. Virginia Beach is 100% my favorite song that Drake's ever put out. And I'm not saying this like as a Drake fan, but I guess so I'm trying to think, okay, you know what, let me use somebody else, because I feel like I'm talking of a fan's perspective of, talking about Drake. Let's talk on Taylor Swift, because I feel like somebody like her, she gets a lot of criticism. But guess what? That woman is still making her money. So yeah, let's bring up her info real quick. Taylor Swift. Okay, now, how much money does Taylor Swift make from Spotify? However, it's estimated that Swift makes around 0. What on Spotify? That means for every she earns approximately $4. What does that even mean? How much per stream? How much does Spotify make per? All right, maybe per concert. $11 million per concert. Yeah, because I feel like she was, and I think she just recently made like $1 billion off of this tour. Hold on for a second. Let me no, I already had her tabbed and stuff. Okay, let me see real quick. The Wikipedia. Okay. Let's see, her last album, re-recorded albums. That's right, she does. She did have to like re-record a lot of her albums. And that's crazy though. That's messed up that she got to do all of that and things. Her last album, like brand new album that she came out. All right, so it was in October of last year, and that album. Let's see what the ratings were for that. Okay, so yeah, it got some like relatively good ratings, but overall though, it doesn't have like perfect like 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100, 5 out of 5 stars, A plus. Like no, there's still some where there's like, there's probably some people that were, trying to be too overly critical of Taylor Swift, but I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I don't listen to Taylor Swift's music. I want to listen to her music just to see what the hype is all about, but I don't be listening to her music. I might listen to her because she did re-record one of her that 1989 album, so I might overall listen to that album just to see what the hype is all about and stuff. But anyways, this girl is probably one. I have to say she's one of those artists where it's like the whole world loves her. That's one thing. Maybe not everybody in the world, but it's like a good majority of the world. Like this girl got like Verizon coverage. you know how like they do those like them cell phone commercials and they'll show like, or like, yeah, the cell phone providers where they show like how much coverage they got. That's literally Taylor Swift fans, but it's like she probably got fish in the sea, like fish that we never even heard of, that most likely listens to Taylor Swift's music. I'm saying when you're seeing people at this woman's concerts crying because they're getting to see this woman live, especially when you're like front row and center, you're looking this woman dead in her eyes. This woman got a microphone and she's singing 1989 music in your face, fam. You are going to cry, especially if you're a Taylor Swift fan. You're gonna cry. But I feel like even if you're not a Taylor Swift fan, you have to respect her career. You have to respect her music. And that's something where it's like, when I see so many people that got universal like love for this girl, it's funny how you can put everybody in the country, like you can put the biggest fans of Taylor Swift all in one room. They all share the same love for Taylor Swift. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, people can sit down and criticize Taylor Swift. They can criticize Drake. They can criticize the most mediocre artist in the world. I guarantee and I promise you, that artist has a fan. That and even like talking outside of music, let's talk on movies. Let's talk on, okay, let me think of let me just see if there's like a random like actor generator or some random actor generator. Let's just see random actor generator. Okay. What's this? I don't know what that is. I wish they just, okay, Michael J. Fox. I was like, all right, let me just scroll and just see who I can find and stuff. So anyways, but yeah, Michael J. Fox. All right, I'm pretty sure that there is people in this world, when that movie Back to the Future came out, I'm pretty sure that there is people in this world that was like, what is this movie? This is stupid. Well, how is a DeLorean, just because you modify some things on the car, how does that make the car go back in time? How is it in this car? That makes the title makes no sense. How do you go back to the future? You only can go forward to the future. And it's things like that. Like I think people need to really sit down and hear out their criticism when they're saying it, because it's like, do you honestly think, talking to a Back to the Future fan, do you honestly think that they're gonna care? They're not. They're still gonna watch this movie day and night. Same with 2, same with 3. I'm trying to think, what is maybe some like other movies that Michael J. Fox had did, because I feel like that man still has to be getting Back to the Future money and stuff. But anyways, okay, let's see here. Film. So he did a movie that same year called Teen Wolf, and I'm pretty sure that there is a diehard Michael J. Fox fan where they're all like, he was Stuart Little. Oh wow, I did not bro, I am just now finding that out. I was today's years old when I found out that he was Stuart Little. I remember watching the movies like years ago, but dang, okay. I mean, hey, you know what? You learn something new every day. That's one thing for sure. You definitely learned something new. Because I did not know that. I was like, fam, the amount of times when I was a kid watching that movie, I did not know that. That is crazy. He even did like a third one in 2000. That was direct to video though. There's like, nah. But yeah, that first one slapped. I was like, fam, kidding me? You cannot bring him away from those Stuart Little and stuff. But anyways, Billy Bob Thornton, that's another artist out there where people probably like, they'll say like, oh, I don't like his attitude. Like for an example, that movie, Bad Santa. And there's like, oh, that movie, it was this, it was that. I didn't like this part. That part didn't make no sense. How's a Santa bad? They're putting out a bad image for Santa. And then there are like the one movie that they have of him that they have on this website, Sling Blade. For those that have not seen that movie, crazy movie. And extremely, they have the one guy from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. They have him in there, the main character from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, but he's a kid in that movie. And so yeah, it was crazy even seeing that. But no, but it's like, people probably sat down and have watched that movie, Sling Blade, and they're probably like, oh, this movie is too depressing. It's this and it's that. And I'm like, fam, that's what I overall mean by it's like criticism is not needed. It's not, because it's like when even the times when I've sat down and I've criticized video games, do you think NBA 2K, let's just see how much money NBA 2K makes a year. How much money does 2K make from VC? Okay. Here's how much. So they say, here's how much, I feel like I said munch, but anyways, here's how much money Take-Two makes from microtransactions and which games are the biggest. So they have like a thing, they don't even have like a list. I wish they had just had like a list or just like an exact number and stuff, but they got like a whole article spill, and I'm like, I'm not trying to read all that. How much does 2K make off of? So they're like, Take-Two Interactive Software, the company that publishes NBA 2K and other games, including Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto, reported that it made $1.9 billion from they are $1.9 billion US, meaning like US currency, from microtransactions alone across all its games in 2022, which accounted for about 64% of the company's revenue for that year. So, and my thing is this. I've said criticizing things about Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto Plus, the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Remastered. I've said things about the NBA 2K series. I've said stuff about Red Dead Redemption. What are some other things that I've talked on? I mean, you name it, I've talked on it. But do you, in the amount of years, okay, even that, and then just on top of all of that, all them things I talked on, the years I have been talking on it, the amount of views that I have gained from talking about Take-Two Interactives and the games that they're behind, NBA 2K, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, all that stuff, do you honestly think that they're going to sit down and hear what I have to say, and they're making billions off of what they're doing? Now, I do feel like that's usually what it has to take in order for somebody to remotely listen to any form of criticism. And who knows? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But me personally, I feel that criticism, it is not needed. Because if you're doing successful, whether it's mentally or pocket-wise, if you're doing successful, you're not going to hear nothing that anybody has to say. Because even speaking on myself, when it comes to content creating and the amount of people that want to sit around and criticize everything that I do, from podcast episodes, streams, YouTube videos, TikToks, music. I'm trying to think of some other stuff that all the forms of content creating things that I've done. Do you honestly think that I'm gonna sit down? I've accumulated over probably, let me just see how many views I've gained from my gaming channel, and then I want to add that up with so at least on my main channel I've gained 7.8 million views, and then with my gaming channel, let's see how much I've gained from that. 1.2 million views. So 7.8 million. Hold on for a second. Where's my calculator at? Calculator. Okay, 7. All right, there we go. Plus 1. Nope, I didn't want to do that. 9 million views. 9 million views, fam. One more million, and I'm at 10. Do you honestly think, and then just on top of that, the fans that I've gained from the content that I've done, having it where there's people literally sitting down as families watching my videos, people that love my content, do you honestly think, what do you think is going to matter more between a fan and somebody that wants to sit around and criticize? You want to find everything wrong with what I'm doing. Meanwhile, there's that fan that's appreciating the content that I'm putting out, even if it is mediocre content, even if it is horrible content, the worst form of content that can possibly exist on YouTube. Meanwhile, there is a fan seeing through all of that stuff, realizing that this is actually a good video. This is actually a good stream. Oh, I like this song that TMossBoss put out. Oh, I like that TikTok that TMossBoss just put up. Mediocre content, and they still manage to like it. Do you think, I feel like that's going to be much more better hearing that at the end of my career as a fan, seeing me at my greatest, seeing me like at the pinnacle of my career, right? Seeing me at the tippy top of my career, and they've appreciated me throughout that whole journey, versus somebody that wants to sit around and criticize me until they feel satisfied with my What do you think is going to matter? Somebody that's appreciating you all throughout what you're doing, or somebody that wants to criticize every little thing that you do, stuff that don't even matter? There's actually content out there that's much more worse than the content that I'm posting. But meanwhile, people want to just find my content, or find Taylor Swift's content, or find Drake's content, or find whoever out there that exists, and they want to be all criticizing about them. Meanwhile, they're either, the thing is this, they're either making bank, or they're happy, or they're both making bank and they're happy. And do you honestly think, in me right now with content creating, fam, I am happy. I feel like I'm in a best possible, you know what? I'm not going to say the best possible spot, because I feel like I haven't even really scratched the surface yet when it comes to the content that I want to put out. This is just with me getting started. So, the thing is like, yeah, it took 13 years to get started, but first 5 years, from 2010 all the way up until 2015, that's what I was more so trying to do, was trying to figure out what did I want to do when it come to content. Because when you seen that 5 year period where on my main channel, TMossBoss, fam, I went from uploading gaming content, the content of other random stuff, content of me just sitting around talking. What are some other things that I tried? Oh, I tried to do montages, like literally all the content that you see from the 50 different YouTube channels that I have, and some of those channels are under reconstruction. So yeah, some of those, it was like, wait a minute, there's still like, content that exists, and I'm trying to separate where it's like I'm actually using my mind to make my career better. So it's just pretty much just ending it off on this. Do I just not have a brain? Am I not seeing my own content? I'm saying, like, because if I found that there was something wrong with my content, don't you think I would have seen that at some point in time? Because I feel like this. If I post a video, right? And let's say, all right, yeah, so let's say I do mess up on that video. Okay, mess up, take the video down, put another video up. That's better. And which is something that I've done. But at the end of the day, it's like, if there's a video that I upload and I feel that there is nothing wrong with that video, I know that there's not, unless there's like an error in the middle of that video, then okay. But if there is no error in the middle of that video and I'm satisfied with what I had posted, why do you think your criticism is going to matter? If I'm satisfied from what I posted and my fans are satisfied from what I posted, why do you think your criticism is going to matter? So that's what I mean by, like, people, look, you got to take that criticism and you got to shove it, all right? You literally got to take that criticism and shove it as far as possible into the abyss that you call a body, all right? Shove it far up there and make sure that nobody sees it. Because I guarantee and I promise you, all right, without your criticism, with or without your criticism, nobody is going to care. That is as blunt as I am going to be. And it's something that I've said before, but I feel like people need to hear it again. Nobody cares about your criticism. They don't at all. Whether they're in a good spot or a bad spot, they don't care at all. All right. So anyways, hopefully this is the last time I gotta talk on it, but I just have a strange feeling I'm gonna have to explain this stuff all over again. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe they might come out with some like AI technology where I could just copy and paste this audio and then they can transfer it into like different languages, because that might be the case. It might be people that don't speak English, so they don't even know what I'm saying right now. And I ain't said this whole I ain't said all these things about criticism throughout this episode, and they have no idea what so maybe that form of AI technology might come out and then it could just transfer all that stuff over into a completely different language, and then people get like, so I might end up having to do that, you know. So yeah, maybe come next year, that's what I might end up. If that form of technology comes out, I will literally find this episode, all right, copy and paste it in that form of AI technology. I'll come out with a Spanish version, I'll come out with a Chinese version, I'll come out with a Japanese version, I'll come out with a Ebonics version, I'll come up with every version possible, okay? Every version possible that I possibly could come up with. Sign language. Fam, if I gotta do it like that, just let me know, all right? But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're viewing this on podcast streaming service or on YouTube. Make sure you follow or subscribe if you're viewing this on podcast streaming service. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode, and peace.